Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. As always, I am your host, Joshua David. And if you're just tuning in, I was getting into some different topics on why Wall Street has you following a strategy that's really only half of what you need, and half of that is only right. And partially because they're putting you in strategies that is kind of a cookie cutter. It's based off of a whole in general. Someone in their 20s or 30s was probably in the same strategy as somebody is in their 50s and 60s.
That's right. Or 80s.
Or 80s, right? So that's one of the problems. So we're seeing more people come to the Online Trading Academy, our sponsor, and understand how do we take more control of our money. And Al, if you happen to miss 2 tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. When you do that, you're going to receive the Financial Quick Start Kit just for attending this free class. So Al, before we get into the topic that you wanted to get into, I kind of want to paint a little bit a picture, right? Now, I was doing some research the other day, and I was looking for just some different indicators that might tell me what the possible next business cycle could give in a return, just based off a rate of return. And I found this interesting thing here. It's called the Buffett Indicator, okay? And in this Buffett Indicator, it states this: the stock market is significantly overvalued, and note, that is in red, according to the Buffett Indicator, based on historical ratio of total market cap over GDP. It is currently 206% over, right? Which is likely to return a negative 3.3 rate of return from this level of valuation, including dividends. Now, just to shed some light on that, the market went up on Friday. We actually did a show, a different show on Thursday,
Right.
and it actually showed a negative 3.1%. So it's actually gotten worse, and the market went up a little bit. So this indicator, the Buffett Indicator, is stating that the next business cycle could show a negative 3.3% rate of return. So you need to be in the right strategies for that, and you want to kind of talk about that. You know, why your current assets or your current retirement accounts are underperforming. So kind of shed some more light on that based off of this indicator. But what is Wall Street doing to people's accounts?
Yeah, well, first of all, let's talk about things like the Buffett Indicator. There are things that we look at that give us an idea of what we can expect going forward. Warren Buffett, and the reason it's called the Buffett Indicator is that he thinks it's the single most valuable indicator of the value of the market. And what it does, it looks at the total value of all the stocks, the market cap, compared to GDP. When it gets to be around 80%, he starts pulling back and has a hard time finding good value. Now it's 206%. That is huge. That shows that this market is probably the most highly overvalued that we have ever had. Well, that's only one indicator. There's another one called the cap rate indicator, the Shiller index. And what that looks at is a cyclically adjusted price to earnings ratio. You don't need to know, technically or detailed what that is. It's just that when it reaches 30, that is an area of significance. It's only been above 33 times other than right now. One was in 1929.
What happened in 29?
The market was down about 80%.
Okay.
And then we went into depression. It was in the year 2000.
What happened then?
The market was down 50% after that.
Okay.
In the beginning of 2020, around February, it was above 30.
What happened
The
there?
market was down 34%. Now it is above 30 again. So that's another indicator of, choppy waters ahead.
And we're not trying to scare people. We're trying to inspire people
Yeah.
to start to protect what they have.
Yeah, it is not. When the market goes down, that's not a scary thing.
It's a great thing, actually.
It is a great thing. And there are a lot of people out there that look forward to a big market drawdown because they know that's an opportunity. By the way, the money that is made when the market is crashing, the dollars you make, it's the same dollar. It's the same dollar that buys the same thing as the dollar you get when the market goes up. It's just an opportunity in a different direction. And actually, it's a quicker opportunity because the market goes down faster than it goes up.
Al, you talk about that in these investing classes, about the potential things that you need to learn and understand before this market goes down. So if you feel like if you have a retirement account and you want to be able to start protecting that, I mean, hopefully most people listening right now are the most wealthy they've ever been because the market's been going up so well. It's a great thing. But now is the time to protect that. Just learn those different techniques. Text the word invest to the number 484848. You're going to receive a link back to register for this free class. Click the link, and you're also going to get a special gift just by registering. I'll continue this discussion about that because, I mean, it's a great topic. Markets are up, though. I want you to talk about why these markets right now currently going up are so beautiful to be in, and strategies and techniques to continue that, but maybe not using all of their capital.
Well, one of the reasons that this is such a beautiful market is because of the volatility that's there, the quick moves up, the quick moves down. For people that are looking at income, whether you're still working and you need an additional source of income, not an additional job, or if you're retired and you want to have the opportunity to grow your retirement account or generate income off of it, these short-term movements are fantastic. That's really what the institutions are using. Wall Street uses these short-term trading techniques a lot. Warren Buffett, even though he tells you to buy and hold things for years, what he's doing right now, he's involved in these leveraged asset markets. He is making money off of options, for example. He's probably protecting that big cash hoard he has by maybe being involved in the currency markets. There's a number of things that are available that all of the wealthy people out there are using, all of the financial institutions are using, the hedge fund managers are using. They're all available to us as retail traders. It's just that you're not being educated on them. When people come into these classes, like the class I had that last week, where they're all invested in the stock market, either with stocks or mutual funds or ETFs, by the time the class was over, their interest really was more in options, the futures market, and the foreign exchange market. And the reason that they had that interest is that there's so many benefits there that they just haven't been exposed to. People don't teach them about them because, to be honest with you, Wall Street can't have all of their clients in those short-term vehicles because they just don't have enough time to manage them. That something that might be a day trade or maybe a week-long trade or even a month-long trade, they have to have you in something that's long-term so it becomes hands-off for them.
So talk about so we talked about the futures and Forex market.
Yep.
Why might somebody want to get into those? Say somebody works during the day.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people think, hey, I can't trade and invest because I work during the day. Talk
Sure.
about the benefits of those.
Well, Forex trades 24 hours a day. The futures market, almost 24 hours a day, about 23 hours and 45 minutes. So you choose when you want to trade. Not only do you have the ability to choose when you want to trade, but you have the ability to participate more globally. Because when our market closes, markets around the world don't close. They're still functioning, and there's opportunities there that you can take advantage of.
Don't forget about the cryptocurrency market. That's actually
never
24/7.
closes. It's 24/7, never closes. And by the way, we are offering cryptocurrency classes. I think you mentioned that along with this free class.
Yeah, if you have insomnia, that's a great thing to trade and invest because it never closes.
Right, and it's something that you better get used to it. You better learn something about it because the way we function as far as our financial transactions in the future may be totally different than it is now.
I think that's why we're really giving away this free crypto course for people that register for that class, because it's important to understand this stuff now before it even happens. It's happening. It's been happening for years.
Correct.
But the public, you don't want to be behind on that stuff.
Yeah. But I think what we're talking about when we talk about futures, Forex, options, stock, cryptocurrencies, at the Online Trading Academy, you have access to education, to knowledge, and to skill building on all of those, any of those. And what we do, and our goal is to identify which of them, which one or which combination might be the most beneficial to you. If you have a goal, a financial goal, for each one of you, there is a best strategy. And it may be totally different than your neighbor or the person down the block. It has to be customized to you because you have uniqueness and about your personality, what you are able to or willing to invest in, but also what your needs are. There is an efficient, effective way of getting to the end point to where you want to be that is better for you than something that might be better for somebody else. So that's one of the big advantages that we have for our students.
And I think when you were talking about this investing class, but you meet with a lot of people, and
yes,
it comes down to having a plan as well. I mean, you talked about having the right strategies, the right techniques based off of your objective, but you kind of have to write that down in a plan.
Right.
If you're going to be doing anything in life, the best way to do that is to write it down, steps within that, and then what's the only thing you have to do? Follow those steps within that plan.
Yeah, the discipline to follow the rules that are set for you to give you the odds.
Yeah, I mean, Al, when you teach these investing classes, you are diving into these new topics. They're not different. They're just a little bit new for some people. And their topics, so once you understand the knowledge piece, knowledge won't get you anywhere.
Right.
Knowledge isn't power,
Yep.
but being able to apply that knowledge. And you kind of explain that in these investing classes and really shed some light on what's really happening in these financial markets with the great opportunities with futures, with Forex, the opportunity to trade and invest in the evening. If you work during the day, you can do that at night. And that's the opportunities that I think a lot of people are missing out on. If you feel like you're missing out on these opportunities, just come into one of these free investing classes. Al teaches these. They're in Bloomington. They're only 2 hours. We do these on Wednesdays. We also do these on Saturdays as well. So call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. In this class, he talks about how to time the market by letting price come to you. Our step-by-step rules-based strategy for trading any asset in any market. Now that's the stock, options, futures, and Forex market, or even the cryptocurrency market. Another phenomenal market that our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, is teaching people how to get into. But also the key that I think is the most important piece is how to manage risk and navigate these volatile markets. You kicked this segment off about the volatility, how great that is. Understand how to use that to your favor. 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets for the investing class. Al, I think we got one coming up. One more coming up. What do you have coming up next?
We got a little diverted there in that last session, so we didn't really get to talk about retirement accounts and why they might be falling short of what you need. So let's do that. Let's finish up by going into retirement accounts and why there's ways that, or what the ways are for you to maybe have some better results.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are behind on retirement. Even though they're the most wealthy they've ever been, they still feel like they don't have enough. So we're going to talk about that coming up next. 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets for the investing class. This is Josh and Al, investing with confidence. We will be right back.